Yo, what's going on, everybody? I want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody who helped me reach 20K. It is such a blessing to unlock a milestone. Now, like I said before, it may not seem like a lot to some, but to me it means a lot. So you know what that means. That means we are going to be turboing the H22 CRX really soon. And when I say really soon, I mean the car has to make an appearance to the track once more, and I'm contemplating about going this Friday, but then again I don't want to, just because Friday is a regular weekday. That means traffic there and traffic back, if anything, and I don't want to be sitting in the sun with the trailer trying to do a track day. But nonetheless, I am going to try to take this car out once again soon, but it doesn't mean that I can't mock up all the turbo stuff and get it all ready to go boost. I can just, do the fab work here and there, take it back off, make it back to all motor, so on and so forth. But again, I want to thank you guys tremendously for helping me reach 20K, because we've been waiting for this day. I've been eager to turbo this car, and I have almost everything except a few small items that could be the last final touches. So right now I'm headed to the post office to see if I can open a P.O. box, because I know I've been lagging, and I actually got the form like 2 weeks ago, and then my mom cleaned out the van and then she tossed the form, and it slipped my mind ever since. But I read the comments, people are asking for the P.O. box, so I'm gonna go and do that now, and then when we get back we're probably going to dye the doors. So I'm an idiot. I didn't know the post office needed 2 forms of ID, and I only have 1. So I got the form filled out right here, and I'm just gonna go back tomorrow because I don't feel like driving in this heat, even though the van has AC. This weather, it's like off and on this whole week. I've just been I didn't really do much, honestly. Kind of spent some quality time with the fam and didn't really do any car work for the last 4 days, but we are back in the garage. Hopefully we can find some motivation to do something. So like I said, I am going to be dyeing the doors, but obviously I can't get to the door. I want to do the passenger one first because the door is wedged between the truck. So what that means is I have to make some temporary tabs for the radiator right here, and that'll hold this radiator back in place, hook it back up, and then we can drop the car back on the ground, so we could push the car forward. No, I'm gonna move it backward because we're on the sun side, so I'm gonna move the car backward and get it right here, and I'm gonna dye that door and show you how we're gonna go about doing it. And I'm not gonna really show you too much on the driver's side because it's the same thing. Same thing I did with the quarter panel. I only showed you one side. No, wait, I showed you twice. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now, and we'll take care of the post office P.O. boxes tomorrow. So I got the lower mounts off the lower support that I cut off right here. I don't have any more spot weld drill bits, so I just used my cone style and drilled out all the spot welds, and then took the bracket. But the bracket is a 2-piece, well, not a 2-piece, it has a rubber that goes on the bracket right here, which has the rubber grommet for this guy in case of vibration or whatever. It's not like doing a metal contact and then vibrating and then breaking the plastic. The rubber is supposed to keep it like, it's supposed to absorb vibration. So I don't have it. It was never there, I don't think. And pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld. Now I don't care about how big this hole is compared to that. This is just to hold this sucker up so it's not going to fall straight through. You can see the jack is holding it up right now. I'm not going to spend too much time on this radiator. I just want to get this car back on the floor, coolant reconnected, bleed it real quick, flip the car around so we can start on dyeing the door. So all I'm going to do here is, like you just seen it, I don't know why I took it out, I'm pretty much just going to make this flush up like that, and probably going to run like 2 or 3 tacks on this bracket to the traction bar, so that way when time comes when we do this guy, we can just knock these spot welds out and then remove those 2 and then run the new one. But for now, this should get me by, and it's not going to be here for long anyway, so I'm not worried about the tacks breaking off or whatever. So I was looking online trying to find a couple companies that sells the 1 1/4 tubing, and all I found was 16 gauge from websites I've never seen or heard of before. But if that's the only place I'm going to order it from, or can order it from, I'm going to order it from there. Ace Race Parts doesn't have it. Their tubing starts at 2 inches, which is way too big for a radiator fill neck. So probably going to order that, let that come in, then we can finish up that radiator. But for now, I'll make do with this one for next track, hopefully, and then we'll start doing all the modifications to get the other one fitted. It's crazy. I was going through my bolt bin, and I found this rubber that is supposed to absorb the vibration. So I readjusted this mount because this is like 1/2 inch taller, but nonetheless we got it all welded up and painted black. Now you may be wondering why I am doing the passenger side first when I could just do the driver, since it's already you know, in the shaded area. I'm not 100% committed to losing my rolling window function on the driver's side just yet, but I'm almost certain that I am going to diet it anyways, because then, like I said, it'll be like off balance, being that one side will be heavier than the passenger side. But I just wanted to make sure that I don't mess up, and I'm going to do the passenger side first. So right now I'm bleeding the cooling system. Well, not bleeding it yet, I just filled it up. And then I'm going to use the funnel, let it idle for a second, take it around the block, and then we'll bring it back, park it backward, and then start removing the door panels and all that, so we can get to the door itself and figure out what we want to cut and what we want to keep. Got the door panels pulled off right here, and all of the orange marks are the clips and screws that holds the door panel on the door. Right, most of my clips on the door panel is freaking gone, so probably gonna have to hit up Eugene, CRX dude, for some clips, because I do planning on keeping at least one in each corner, so that way the door panels can go back on. All of this is going to be gone, but like I've mentioned in the last video, I'm probably going to cut about yay high and then square out right here so we can still retain this guy, and cut everything else around it. Cut the support beam, and yeah, pretty much diet it, and then make brackets to hold this glass in place. Now the glass sits in the rails or the slider, and I want to end up cutting the slider about right here, so that way the window can still be inside the slider, because if I remove the slider, obviously all of this is going to be gone as well. So I'm going to brainstorm a tad bit more, and then we'll get to marking out and cutting these doors. Alright, so I didn't get too crazy with the outline of the door, but I cut a square here to retain this guy. I cut pretty much all around the circles that the clips go into, and This is not 100% ready to come out just yet, because some areas, like right here, it's double metal, and my blade is obviously super short. And just realizing now, that's my only blade. So hopefully that and my Sawzall is enough to cut this door out for the most part. And yeah, I got this bolt right here because I didn't want the regulator just fall and all this coming down too. So this one, but first I'm gonna try to pry it, and whatever else that's double metaled, I'm gonna try to cut through it so I can pull this whole skin out as one, and then we'll try to get into that crash bar in the back. Man, this guy look like he mad all the time. Meow. Why you always look so mad, Meow? For those that's wondering why he's got big ass paws, it's because he's a polydactyl, so he's got an extra, it's like a thumb. Hey, chill. See? So I call him Mittens. His name is Mittens, but just been recently calling him Meow, and he responds to Meow. Alright guys, so quick update really quickly, like so quick that it's gonna be quick. Fuck, where's my light? Alright, so I got this whole thing right here removed, and guys, do this with conscience please, because you are dealing with grinder. I found another disc. You're using Sawzall, a lot of sharp edges. When you're not careful, even though I got glasses and muffs on, one glove, right hand glove, you can still cut yourself. It can happen in a blink of an eye. It can happen in a second. This shit hurts. I was trying to cut this right here, and the teeth on the Sawzall caught and pretty much like shot my hand back this way right there, and swoop, cut my hand. I was bleeding everywhere, but I got 2 bandages on it, cleaned, and I'm ready to finish this up. So given that I just found another disc in my bin, I'm trying to knock this sucker out. This one right here has a big ass like bracket in the back. It's really hard to get to, so I'm taking my sweet time with this one. But all I gotta do is take that grinder and grind this guy right here flush with this guy. So I'm pretty much just gonna go straight across, knock this guy out, knock this bracket out. I'm gonna try to knock as much as this bracket right here as possible. This one I'm just gonna take off the spot weld and take this whole thing out as one. And then once I remove pretty much all of the unnecessary skin, or the skins that I'm removing, I'm going to take my flap disc on the grinder and go over all of these edges, because they are sharp, especially these corners. These corners can fuck you up. Anyways, it is going to get dark soon, so I'm going to try to knock this out so we can at least get to the glass portion of this install and find a way to fix it in place. But so far, so good. This door is a ton lighter already. My GoPro case is on my suction cup, and I don't know where my suction cup is at, so freehand light. Alright, so I got the all the edges shaved down with the flap disc. I believe it's a 80 grit. Yep, it's an 80 grit, and nice and smooth. I did back side, top side, and front side, so it's not like sharpened as a knife. It's flat out. I can run my hand through it. I rounded all the corners, so that way, for whatever reason, if I need to touch or whatever the case may be, I don't cut myself. And I got this sucker cut out, painted the booty hole. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the crash bar. The door is like super light with the glass on it, and what I'm thinking is, because I am running glass and not Lexan, I am going to compensate the weight removal with the crash bar. Now I tried drilling out the spot weld, and it's a pain to get that one out. For some reason my bit is like rounded out already, and it'll be hard to try to get the spot weld on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut right here straight across. Like, I don't have to completely remove this all the way to the edge, but I am going to cut it right there. And I'm still going to attempt to remove the spot weld, because it's easier to access that one than this one back here. And then I'm just going to remove that section. But before I get to that, in a second, I am going to kind of plan my window fixation, if that makes any sense. What I noticed is this is another piece of plate before the door skin, so if I was to weld this guy, it wouldn't burn through here and then, you know, mess up the paint on the other side. Given that this is about the same like level with the tab here for the window, I'm gonna make a tab coming off of this guy, coming out with like a 90 degree going up, where I can bolt a 10 millimeter through this hole. Now this is not a straight hole, this is a it's a threaded hole for a 10 millimeter, so whatever 90 degree bracket that I'm going to pull out of it, it's just going to be a hole that I'm going to have to access 10 mil on the back side or coming out here to the front side, and then bolting this sucker into place. That one and that one, that should hold the window up. The tracks are still bolted in there and there, and maybe I'm put a tap screw through it so that way, actually I don't have to, it's already like secured into place, it's not going anywhere, and the window's compressing the tracks into place, so we should be good there. This, once I put the door panel on and then I screwed this bracket to this sucker, which then is going to be compressed against the door panel, this shouldn't flex backward like it is right now. It should bring it forward. If anything, door handle still works, lock still works, but I'm not really worried about it. It's actually broken under the little tab. But anyways, my jack bar, half of it is like the perfect length from the bottom, holding the glass up right there, and the glass is like pretty much fixed where it should be, and then should be easier for me to make these brackets without trying to hold the glass up. So quick little update for y'all, and let's get this rolling because we lost the sun. I've only used this light for the last clip and it's dead. It was full charge too. Alright, so before I wrap up the brackets, I'm going to show you how they look right now. That is one of it. It's just a 90 welded onto this brace, and then I primered it. But let me show you this one. Yeah, come on. Simple 90 degree with a hole in there. I'm gonna weld a 10 millimeter nut in the back like I did this one right here. Right there. Once I get the 10 millimeter nut welded in here, this is just a stud. Well, it's not a stud. The plastic is threaded, so it's just bolted in there to make sure that this hole is going to allow this guy to go through and sit flushed on here. So on this bracket, you can see it sits this way, but on this side, I'm actually going to weld it this way. Reason being is because I ran it on max setting, the flux core from Harbor Freight, and this is really thin. This is like probably thinner than 16 gauge, and once I put it on max, it pretty much went through here, touching this guy. But lucky I had my water on deck, so I was able to spray it before it got too hot and mess up the paint on the other side. So weld with conscious, guys. It may be different for EGs and stuff. I'm just covering the EF, but if I was to weld it up here, there's nothing on the back side for me to worry about burning through, you know what I mean? So I'm welding this one upside down like so, up here, and hopefully doesn't mess up my paint or get this too hot. I also cut the support bar right here. It's pretty loose already. All I got to do is take off that side, the spot welds, and then I'm going to use my window removal tool, the wire that I used to take off the quarter panel from a lot of videos ago. I'm pretty much going to feed it through and seesaw it all the way across without trying to tug on it, because when you tug on it, the adhesive, whichever spot it has adhesive, it's going to cause like an indent, like a suction cup. It's going to cause an indent on the other side. We don't want that. So could be snagged on a molding clip. Listen to it. This door weighs nothing, even with the glass on it. Can't even see that. Holy shit. Look at this. I don't even need Lexan. God damn. Door panels installed, and I'm not going to be using the window regulator handle and the backing plate. The door panel is held on by this screw, which I was talking about. You know, I'm not worried about it flopping, because once I put this screw in with this panel, this little handle panel, it's going to compress it against the door. So fully functional, bolted there, and I got one clip right here. So I gotta hit up Eugene, get me some of those clips so I can put them in the door and clip the door on, or actually clip the door panel on the door itself. That's pretty much just gonna wrap it up for the dieting of the passenger door. And I wish I had a scale to really show you how light this door became. Super light, super stock looking, and passenger side is done. Guys, I'm just as excited as you guys are, and I know you guys want to see some turbo content, but please, you know, give me some time. I'm gonna go to track after this car is all dieted out or set up as I want it to be, and then once we hit track, whether I run a personal best or not, but my goal is to run a personal best. When that's all said and done, then we get down with the turbo stuff. During the time of now to when I scheduled to go to the track, I can fab up, do some turbo stuff, pull the oil pan off, weld the bung on. There's small little things I can do here and there up until my track day, and then we'll see some turbo content, some real turbo content. Other than that, I am probably going to button up the driver's side tomorrow once I go buy some more bits and cutting disc, because everything that I was using today was dulled out and took a lot longer. It's like 12 o'clock, I think. It's 11:47, and it shouldn't have taken this long, but given that this is my first time doing it, I didn't know where to cut, what to cut, so on and so forth. It's done. I know what I got to do for the driver's side, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you guys are loving the progress, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.